Hi everyone, welcome back to the Cozy Cove. Today we will be talking about Cabernet. Cabernet by Party for Introverts was just released on PC and all consoles. What is Cabernet about, and is it worth the $20 price tag? In this video, I'll give you an overview of the game, explain the gameplay mechanics, then discuss the pros and cons, and finally, I will give you my opinion of the game. Now, let's dive into this blood-sucking adventure. Cabernet is a narrative 2D RPG adventure where you play as a vampire named Lisa. Every decision you make will impact your relationships and the course of the story. Will you hold on to your humanity, or will you embrace denialism? How will your choices impact Lisa and the people of her new home? Lisa is a newly turned vampire who works as a doctor's apprentice. She wakes up alone in a dark locked room. She soon discovers that she is among the undead and was turned by the good doctor. To get the full story of why and what this means for Lisa, you'll have to play the game for yourself. As Lisa, you will meet and build relationships with the townspeople amidst dealing with class conflicts and political struggles. How you play will determine your ending. Cabernet has a few mechanics that seem complicated at first, but are actually really simple. Allow me to explain. Like with any narrative game, as you converse with the characters, you are presented with response options. Cabernet normally presents you with 2 to 3 text choices. Most of the time, one will increase your humanity while the other will increase your nihilism. Some options are even locked if your nihilism or humanity is too low, or if your relationship with that character is too low. Now, aside from your humanity and nihilism, there are 4 other stats that can also lock response options if they're too low. These 4 stats are music and arts, literature and writing, science and logic, and history and politics. You choose how you want to improve the stats as your vampire level increases. You can also read books to increase a specific stat. Raising stats and relationships are vital for happy endings. Some stories may remain hidden or end tragically if you have locked options. I'm not going to spoil the game, but let's just say one story didn't have the happiest ending because I was locked out of all but one option, and I did not want to choose that option. Nights progress by spending action points. You will have 3 action points per night to spend however you want. Once you spend your 3 action points, it will be dawn and you must be near your coffin or face permadeath. While 3 action points doesn't sound like much, there are plenty of options that do not require an action point. You will find your nights filled with different activities. Now, let's talk about Lisa and her powers. As a vampire, you have certain vampiric powers, such as enchanting humans, transforming into a bat, and invisibility. How and when you use these powers are up to you. Certain quests will prompt you to use certain vampiric abilities. I personally love flying around as a bat, but remember, there are always downsides to vampirism. Your days start at dusk and end at dawn. You must feed to survive, and you cannot enter homes without an invitation. Since you are a new baby vampire, you need to make friends with humans if you want to feed. But remember, feeding on your friends will deteriorate your friendship. You also have the option to feed on bunnies, if you choose not to feed on humans. Just be wary about overindulging. Now, let's get into the pros and cons. This game is fully voice acted. There aren't many indie games that are fully voice acted, and this one is done really well. Some of the voice actors include Samantha Bayard from Baldur's Gate 3 and Brian David Gilbert from Starfield. Each character is very unique, and the voice acting helps bring them to life. Can a game about vampires be cozy? In Cabernet, the answer is yes. If you go into the settings menu, there's an infinite blood option. Basically, this means you will never need to worry about your blood depleting, going hungry, or having to feed. If the idea of feeding on humans or bunnies disturbs you or is too violent or graphic for you, simply turn on infinite blood mode and enjoy the story. Let's talk about the story. Now, I don't want to spoil it, but the story is extremely captivating. It is well written, and you are immediately drawn into Lisa's story. You quickly make connections to all the other characters, and it really hurts you if something happens to them. Even some of the NPC stories are heartbreaking. I found myself trying to save everyone and quickly realized that was impossible. At the beginning of the game, which is in the demo I previously played on this channel, you meet a human who is so innocent and naive, and my heart broke when he was killed. That is just one instance of how this game can break your heart and how invested you get into these characters. Replayability. I finished my first playthrough in just under 8 hours and received about half of the in-game achievements. This game has great replayability, as everyone cannot have a happy ending in a single playthrough. Subscribe to my channel if you want to watch our Nihilism playthrough. Now, while no game is 100% perfect, I struggled to find a con in Cabernet. The biggest con of this game is locating NPCs. Every so often, I would want to complete a quest and could not for the life of me find the NPC I needed. The worst example of this con is when I desperately needed to feed and I couldn't find an NPC I was friendly with. I wish the character's current location was added to the character pages. It would make locating NPCs simple and save a lot of time. While the NPC location issue isn't game-breaking, it does create an unnecessary headache that could easily be fixed with a simple addition to the UI. So, this next con wasn't a con to me, but I know it will be for some. This game has no map. You will need to walk or fly around and explore the town. There are no markings or signs to aid you, so you will need to rely on your memory. The town isn't particularly large, so it's fairly simple to get your bearings. Some areas are locked at the beginning of the game, which prevents players from feeling overwhelmed. Hopefully, a lack of map isn't a deal breaker for gamers. Now, let's talk about Switch port. After last year, I've been increasingly concerned about Switch ports. I played Cabernet on my Switch for about 2 hours, and it ran really well. The game runs smoothly and didn't unexpectedly crash. I ran into one glitch when I was rushing ahead of the NPC that I was with. I also noticed that the NPCs appeared blurry during conversations with Lisa, and the initial loading screen does take a while, but there are no delays as you go around the town or in and out of buildings. Overall, this is a great Switch port. Now, with all the facts out of the way, what did I think of Cabernet? I loved it. This game quickly joined my top 10 games of all time. Cabernet is so well written, paced, drawn, acted, you name it, and it's done well. I was shocked I had finished it in only 8 hours because I genuinely felt like I had played over 12 hours in the best way. Every time I thought I was approaching the end of the game, another twist pulled me back into another chapter. I was fully immersed into this world and clapped when the credits rolled. As a streamer, I don't get to play many games to completion, but I could not put Cabernet down. I'm extremely excited to live stream a full Nihilism run. If you want to see how dark and evil Cabernet can get, make sure you dive in. Cabernet may not be for everyone, but I had the best time playing it, and I hope you will too. Cabernet is rated T for Teen by ESRB and has a release sale going on Switch until March 6th. Thank you so much to Akupara Games for sending me a key to check out Cabernet. This game was high on my most anticipated games list, and it did not disappoint. I can't wait to sink my teeth into more Cabernet. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Thanks for diving in, and I'll see you all next time.